Let's see what we've got here. We've got 2 frames of brood on the bottom and 3.5 at the top. Eggs, larvae, supersedure cells, none charged, very stingy. Supersedure cells, none charged. Right, I'll have to look at that one.
Let's see if the ball. There's hardly any bees in there. From what I can see.
So we've got a queen excluder here, so we can't find a. Well, there won't be a queen.
There won't be a queen, so you don't have to inspect them.
What I usually find, if the bees are argumentative, when I put my hand across, they will jump up, right? Even with my plastic tab hanging off, my elastic band, and they are very passive, very nice. I won't go into here, I don't need to go into this part, I'll just take that off and put it aside. Although I'm getting an aroma of alarm pheromone for some reason. Isopenthyl acetate. All looks nice. What I have to point out is all the dead here. All the dead, I'm going to scrape away all the dead bees. That's a vector for poisoning. Somebody, I'm going to get a clean queen excluder just to, because there's too many dead bees on this. Nothing here, nothing untoward. If this is a brood chamber, and it is, the Hoffman frames haven't been compressed together here. There's plenty of spacing in between them, hence the spacing might be wrong on the Hoffman frames. I mean, this one's got at least half an inch. Although the Dant have 38mm spacing, so something to make a difference. Bees, nice and passive, nothing laid up. Starting to draw some comb here. I'll actually go in 2 or 3 frames. Can I show you this? What we've got here is frames that haven't been drawn correctly. If you see the thickness here, they've not been drawn correctly. That's because, as I pointed out earlier, the spacing's not just been right. Right? You had a half-inch gap, quarter-inch gap, and they've just drawn out. So we should try and get the frames perpendicular to each other. Again, can I point out the total? It's not right. Because of the spacing, the frames haven't been pressed together to the Hoffman spacing. The whole thing, I mean, this is hanging here, this is all hanging here. So I'm just going to look inside. This is the problem with having bad spacing. You have to look under for the queen cells. The queen cells are hidden sometimes, and this one's obviously been hidden. I've got a bee going in here, so it may not be open, it may just be on construction, but she's going in there. Is she feeding that larvae? I'll find out now. Yes, she's in there. You can't see this, but she's actually in this queen cell here. She's feeding the larvae in there. She's out, and there is a larvae there. So you've got a queen cell developing.
On frame number?
Frame number 4 the now, or 5. I'm sorry to harp on about spacing, but there's another example of spacing. That shouldn't happen like that, right? This has been put in with convex, and they've drawn it out at this side. Again, you can get queen cells stuck up here and you can't see them, it makes it pretty awkward for the bees to lay up. I don't see any eggs or larvae. It seems to be devoid of that at the moment, but there may be downstairs. We'll have a wee peek. And one or two opening up round about here, but no larvae, no eggs. Again, lots of brood, but no eggs and no larvae. Brood, no right, no brood, no eggs. I have to say the drones are absolutely huge. I've never seen such big drones in my life. These are absolutely monstrous drones. Absolutely monstrous. I'll just consolidate everything back. What I'll do is I'll make the spacing perfect. The bees will go up and sort the spacing out themselves. They'll draw down comb. So we'll see what happens from there. What I'm actually doing here is consolidating everything back together again. I'm making the spacing. I'm jamming them up. I may disturb the queen cell, who knows. I've taken the blue tab off here. So it's 5 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put that there. That's where the queen cell is. Right, and we'll just consolidate these frames up. Right. Great wee tool for doing it, because you can lever it in, just as long as it doesn't crush any bees. And what you see here is every Hoffman frame actually touching. It doesn't bode very well for the bees trapped in here because they've drawn out that extra comb, but at least you've consolidated everything back together again. Now what I'll do is, Miriam just got me a cloth here to cover it all, so when I take it off and lay it down here, the bees don't get too agitated. I know there was talk about the hygiene using cloths. This is perfectly clean. It's never been on any other hive. It's came out of the cupboard, so we're quite safe to use it. Right, first look, they seem okay. I'm going to put my hand across. None have jumped up. None are banging me. So that's good. I'll not use any smoke for now. Now, this is undrawn. These are drawn. Right. Super frame here, but they've not tried to draw out at the bottom. So they're not producing wax. Right. If they're not producing wax here, I can't understand why there's a super on there if they've not got any food here at all. They need to be drawn out here to fill up these brood frames before you start thinking about putting a super on. Because we need to have a colony of bees to produce the honey. We can't expect the bees to draw out this or have brood and fill up the comb at the same time. One goes before the other. This is queenless. It's not got any queen. It's not had a queen for at least 8 days.
If they have been queenless for 8 days, what's happening in that one? What are they drawing out? dandelions.
Miriam posed a question there, a valid question. If I'm saying, I'm actually seeing another queen cell here. If I'm saying there's no eggs and larvae, and you know how they get capped after 8 days, how are they producing a queen cell? Well, let's debate that. I think there's a queen cell in this one too. Well, I thought it was a queen cell. It's not. It's just a play cup. If you notice here, lots of dead bees under the lugs here. Contributes to disease. Have to knock them off. Shouldn't be getting so many. There's still no eggs. There's still nothing. These are clay cups, bone dry, all bone dry. Right, and no larvae, no eggs, no nothing, just old brood. And a frame of brood there. I'll just give them a little knock. Right, all old brood, no larvae, no nothing. Again, frames. What a beautiful colour this is. I've never seen wax like this colour before. This is completely yellow. It's very unusual, very nice. I can't understand why it's so yellow. I'm just going to show Miriam.
Dandelions.
Apparently it's dandelions. Well, there you go. Again, nothing. Just going to point out to Miriam the size of the drones. Never seen such big drones in my life. More dead bees. This is actually congested with dead bees here under the lug. Just think about the vector for poison. You know, it's not good hygiene practices. Again, no eggs, no larvae, just cat brood. Now you'll notice my hand is getting some attention. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get Miriam to smoke it, because okay, they will get some attention, but if they're smoked, that usually clears the bees. Thank you, Miriam.
It also helps if you put water on your hand.
Did you hear that? Miriam said it also helps to put water on your hands. Now, we have drones here. Now, drones are normally capped, but there's some uncapped here. Could this be a laying worker that's laying them and they're not quite capped? Oh, don't know. See drone cells here. And again, lots of dead bees on the lugs. Lots of dead bees on the top. Right? I'll try and knock them off. And this drone pin, I'll take it off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this frame in. I'm going to show you something. Again, this vector for disease. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not upsetting whoever's hive this is. I hope I'm not upsetting them. But this is all a vector for disease, right? Here. So I'll just knock them off for now. But what I'm going to do, this is the end frame. I'm just going to actually open one to see if how well developed it is. It's actually got dark eyes, so it's nearly there, right? You'll know if you look at some of the books. White eyes, they're at a certain age, but now they're dark eyes. So it's dark eyes, so it should be a day or two of your hatching. Now what I'm going to do is, although I took the frame out from this side, because there's no correlation in where brood is and where the brood nest is, I'm just going to put this empty frame back at the end. Consolidate everything up and put it back at the end. Right. Make sure the frame spacing is correct. Bring everything up. Right, frame spacing, perfect. Perfect, maybe not here. Yeah. Frame spacing, frame spacing, frame spacing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Miriam to either brush or puff away some of the bees here so I can put the top brood box on.
Coming down, they're
Good,
coming
yeah.
down. Just have to. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. So these bees need.
Now we've got one queen cell. It's where the glue tab is. It looked viable, but as Miriam quite rightly pointed out, where did the egg come to produce this? Was this frame brought from somewhere else? I don't know. Miriam's going to have a look at the notes.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to look in the top here,
Okay.
just in case it could be a trap queen, who knows? Or just look at the way they're actually drawn out the comb. It looks actually very good here. It looks like they've been drawn out very nice indeed. I see you've got 1-2 frames here that have no Hoffman spacers on. Although it's not that important in the super, but bit jammed up there. Right, you've got a queen up here, or is it a laying worker? You've got brood. I'm looking. I want to see if it's a laying worker or a queen. I'm looking for multiple eggs in the net. I'll say keep that out. Again, lots of drones. Lots of larvae. And single eggs inside the cell. So if it was a laying worker, eggs would be scattered around the edge of the cell. This is a single egg in the middle. What I'll do is I'll actually lay that down and I'll get Miriam to confirm it in a second. Just bear with me.
Yes, I can confirm that I can see eggs, tiny larvae, so and plenty of fresh, more mature larvae. So I reckon there's a queen up here. So now we have to make a decision what we do. There's some larvae on this side as well, and eggs at the bottom, lying down, and some kind of half lying and one standing up. So there isn't a queen up here laying. So we will have to make a decision about the queen excluder. Okay.
I'll actually go to the next frame, just to confirm our thoughts.
Yeah.
If we had more time today, we would have probably looked for the queen and put her downstairs. Again, some larvae. Oh, we've got lots of larvae here on the next frame.
Okay. So, David, my question has been answered.
Yeah.
Because it is known that sometimes bees remove eggs and put them in another box, which may kind of be some explanation of why there's a queen cell.
Oh, there's the queen.
Okay,
I've got the queen here, right?
Okay.
Right. What I'm going to ask Miriam to do is lift that super off, Miriam,
Yes.
very quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to keep an eye on this queen. I'll move it. Sorry, social distancing has to go out the window.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'll take the queen excluder.
Right.
Yeah.
See her? She's green, a green mat queen. Right. I'm going to play her here. She's now walked off, and she's down there. Right. I'm going to have to then take this fifth frame out and destroy the queen cell that's there. Right, sorry folks, this is not the...
What we usually do.
Right.
Okay. Shall I lift this again for you?
No, I'll just... Right, there we go. This queen cell is still bees inside it, putting royal jelly in. I'm going to try and open it up to show you. As you see when I open it up, you'll see a bee in it. She's providing that with royal jelly, and it's full of royal jelly, but no grub, no egg, no larvae, no nothing. So there we go. And getting the spacing back together again.
Keep making the same mistake.
But nobody's going to see that.
Good. Okay.
Again, I'm getting the spacing correct here. Not so important in the super, because they'll draw it out and fill it up with honey. So it's not imperative. A lovely hive, full of bees, great. Maybe just because the queen had been separated and she was upstairs, that they weren't too happy about that. The bottom box, the bottom two boxes were completely empty, but now she's there. Looked a lovely queen, lovely marked queen, whoever marked it. It's not very often you get a nice round spot on the queen. You usually get it daubed in colour, and your bee suit at the same time. I'm not referring to anybody. So she's down. The brood will hatch naturally in the top box, in the super, and she will fill up the two brood boxes down below. Spacing, I've consolidated. possibly maybe whoever goes in should look and bring these frames that aren't constructed correctly and put them to the outside, or dispose of them altogether. So you've got a cohesive and well-spaced brood boxes.